Presentation. Scott Taylor, former member of Congress, very adept on these issues. Thank you, Your Honorable, for being with us today and if you're taking this time to make this trip.
Buenas tardes a todos.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here in Panama once again. I will be speaking in English today.
It's an honor to be with folks like Presidente Cortizo, Senator Cassidy, Senator Rubio, Senator Pizarro, Congresista Casillero, and my great colleague, of course, Congressman Pittenger, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen from all over South and Central America and Europe and beyond. It's good to be with you and this prestigious panel here in Panama. It's been quite a while. It wasn't too many years ago that I was here in this country with the U.S. military, training with the Panamanian Special Forces and living in a hammock not too far from here in the jungle. I can tell you that my hotel room is a lot more comfortable. I do have very fond memories of Panama and its wonderful people, and it's good to be back. I want to say before I start that I'm super proud of my former colleague, Congressman Pittenger. Proud of your hard work on these very important issues and your partners who have helped to put this forum together and to marshal our collective minds and make a real difference. Given the experts here today who are speaking on things like 5G and illicit trade, cyber, financial crimes, transnational criminal and terror organizations, I wish to continue with what Marco led on and speak today about the broader policy and political issues that affect the globe and the potential of world conflict, especially given the fact that our panel is on defense and infrastructure and things of this nature, and the convergence of criminal, terrorism, and rogue state actors in cyberspace has created national security issues for all of us and our countries. We are at a historical juncture where our defense platforms, information networks, critical infrastructure, and response systems are becoming increasingly digitized. This creates great opportunity, but also profound challenges for all of us. Our defense, our financial systems, and our infrastructure are all under daily attack. John, he was right when he said that we shouldn't allow China into our telecom infrastructure, just like we don't allow them into our defense. And earlier today, the Honorable Andreas Frank, he stated that the rules-based world order is over. Indeed, I do believe that the world order and structure that was ushered in after World War II has frayed to the point of repair and reorganization and potential reorder. And let me start off by saying also that in his recent book, Thank You for Being Late, Thomas Friedman writes about computing power and technology. And he describes the world's most powerful supercomputer that was made by the United States for $50 million in 1999. If you fast forward to just 2006, that same computing power was found in a Sony PlayStation video game. Think about that for a second. Everyone in this room has the same computing power at your fingertips as the strongest nation did just over 20 years ago. And if policymakers and industry and law enforcement are not thinking of how that affects their world, then they are already behind. Our country's policymakers, with help from experts, agencies, and others, must craft laws to fight cybercrime, not simply for theft or money laundering, although I do agree with Senator Cassidy today that money laundering should be considered a national security threat, and that stopping financing for such activities it's a vulnerable point that we should exploit. But we also have to pass functional laws that restrain actions even from our own citizens, which may not be constrained by borders. Consider that it wasn't too long ago where online nationalists from Chile and Peru were attacking each other's government websites. These types of acts could spiral out of control into physical war. Internationally, my country, or your country, and all of the world, the democratic world especially, must come together to create international cyber doctrine with agreed upon framework and definitions of what constitutes an act of war or an act of aggression in cyberspace. For far too long, in a world that moves faster than ever before, democratic nations around the world have not put forth policy for cyberspace. We must tell bad actors what lines they shall not cross. We're in a whole new, faster world, but I'm reminded by the old words of President John F. Kennedy of yesterday as he was speaking to a graduating class at West Point Military Academy in 1962. But his words hold new meaning in the cyber realm of today. What he told them was, this is another type of war, new in its intensity, ancient in its origin. War by guerrillas, subversives, insurgents, assassins, war by ambush instead of conflict, by infiltration instead of aggression, seeking victory by eroding and exhausting the enemy instead of engaging him. That's exactly what is happening in our countries, in our critical infrastructure, in our defense systems, in our financial systems every single day. It's not going to be easy to craft international cyber doctrine. It's going to be more complicated than the challenges that our forefathers had when they came together to write the rules on nuclear proliferation, which is still not perfect. But a tough challenge is not an excuse for inaction. A world without rules doesn't have to be the rule itself. America and other countries, many of whom are represented here today, need to work together with all of our allies to promote democratic principles and freedom across the internet and across the physical world. Thank you, God bless you, and I look forward to answering your questions.